It was going well. Really well. They were warm, they were attentive, they actually seemed into you. And then, almost overnight, something shifted. The replies got shorter, the plans got vaguer, and the harder you tried to get close, the further they slipped away. So you lie awake, replaying everything, asking what you did wrong. But here's the thing I need you to hear. It probably wasn't about you at all. It was about something that happened to them, long before they ever met you. What you ran into has a name. Psychologists call it avoidant attachment. And once you understand it, the hot and cold, the wall that appears out of nowhere, the way they vanish the second things get real, it all starts to make a terrible kind of sense. So let's start with what avoidant attachment actually is. At its core, it's a strategy, a way of staying safe, by staying self-sufficient. An avoidant person learns very early to downplay how much they need other people, to handle everything alone, to keep their feelings at arm's length. And the moment closeness gets intense, they pull back, often without even realizing they're doing it. Picture someone building a fort around themselves. Brick by brick, they wall off a little space and write on the door, "I don't need anyone." From the inside, it feels like strength. It feels like freedom. But walls work both ways. The same bricks that keep the hurt out also keep the loneliness in. So where does the fort come from? Nobody is born avoidant. The pattern is thought to form in childhood when a caregiver was consistently emotionally unavailable, dismissive of feelings, or quietly punished the child for being vulnerable. Imagine a little kid who reaches out again and again and keeps meeting a closed door. Eventually, that child draws a conclusion that's actually pretty logical. Reaching out only brings disappointment. So the smartest move is to stop reaching, to shut the need down before it even surfaces. Psychologists have a phrase for that. They call it deactivating the attachment system. The child learns to switch off the part of them that longs for closeness, because longing hurts. And here's the part that matters. That switch doesn't disappear when they grow up. It comes with them, right into their adult relationships. So watch what that looks like in love. When things stay light and easy, an avoidant partner can be wonderful, charming, independent, fun. But the closer you get, the more the alarms start ringing. The instant a relationship deepens, the deactivating strategies kick in. They go quiet. They change the subject when feelings come up. They suddenly need a lot of space. They start fixating on your flaws, little things that never seemed to bother them before, and their favorite 2 words in the world become, "I'm fine." And maybe, as I'm describing this, you're starting to realize the avoidant one might be you. So here are the quiet signs. You feel a strange urge to pull away at the exact moment someone gets close, like a switch flips from interested to trapped. You say "I'm fine" on reflex and handle everything alone, even when you're quietly drowning. You keep one foot out the door, a little exit just in case, and you call it loving your freedom. If that stings a little, stay with me. Because none of it means something is wrong with you. It means something happened to you. Now, for the person on the other side, here's what makes it so confusing. The withdrawal isn't a reaction to you doing something wrong. It's a reaction to things going right, to intimacy itself. The very closeness you're offering is the thing that trips the alarm. So you lean in to fix it, and leaning in only makes it worse. Which brings us to one of the most painful loops in all of relationships. Back in the 1980s, 2 psychologists, Hazan and Shaver, showed that the attachment patterns we form as kids map almost perfectly onto adult romantic love. And they helped explain a dance you have probably lived through. It's sometimes called the anxious avoidant trap. It goes like this. One partner is anxious. When they sense distance, they panic, and they chase. More texts, more reassurance, more pleas, just talk to me. The other partner is avoidant. When they sense pressure, they feel engulfed, and they retreat. And here's the cruel twist. The chasing makes the avoidant withdraw harder, and the withdrawing makes the anxious chase harder. Each person is accidentally triggering the other's deepest fear. The anxious one is terrified of being abandoned. The avoidant one is terrified of being swallowed whole. 2 old wounds, talking to each other, and calling it chemistry. Now, before you go labeling your ex, let me bust the biggest myth about avoidance, because it's tempting to decide they're just cold, selfish, heartless, maybe even a narcissist. But that's usually wrong, and it's worth getting right. Most avoidant people deeply want connection. They are not missing the desire for love. They've just learned, somewhere along the way, to build blocks around it, because to them, needing someone once felt genuinely unsafe. That's not coldness. That's fear, wearing a very convincing costume. And there's a clue that gives the whole thing away. If you ask an avoidant person about their childhood, a lot of them will tell you it was fine, normal, maybe even ideal. And they'll mean it. But push a little, and something strange shows up. They often can't really remember it. The details are fuzzy, the feelings are missing, and there's a reason for that. Emotional neglect isn't loud. It's not a dramatic event you can point to. It's defined by what didn't happen, the comfort that never came, the feelings nobody ever asked about. It's hard to remember an absence, and these are people who were trained, very young, to keep their emotions out of sight, even from themselves. So if you're listening to this and recognizing someone you love, or recognizing yourself, here's the part I really want you to hold on to. Avoidant attachment is a pattern. It is not a personality. It is not a life sentence. Attachment styles can actually change. With enough safety, enough patience, and enough honest awareness, an avoidant person can slowly learn that closeness doesn't have to mean danger. Psychologists even have a name for that hopeful version: earned security. The fort can come down, one brick at a time, but it almost never comes down through pressure. You cannot chase someone into feeling safe. If anything, the chase only confirms their old fear that love means losing yourself. What actually helps is the opposite: steadiness. Staying calm when they pull back. Not punishing them for needing space, but also not abandoning your own needs just to keep them comfortable, and naming the pattern gently, out loud, so it stops running the whole show from the dark. Because here's the quiet truth underneath all of it: the person who insists they need no one is very often the one who was hurt the most by needing someone. The wall was never proof that they don't care. It was proof of how much it once cost them to. So the next time someone pulls away the moment things get real, try to remember what you're actually looking at. Not a monster, not a game, just a scared kid, in a grown-up's body, still guarding a fort they built a long, long time ago. You can't tear that wall down for them, but understanding why it's there is where everything starts. If this helped you see someone in your life a little more clearly, maybe even yourself, subscribe and stick around. We decode one of these every week. And be a little gentler with the people who run. They were usually taught that staying was the dangerous part.